Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and finally we're here at the National Championship. I mean, that just sounds so good, man. It's been a long time coming, only 4 seasons though. I mean, we got here, but let's look at what it looks like around the NCAA Conference Championship week. Louisiana Tech and unbeaten Tulsa Conference USA. South Alabama, actually, man, they turned their program around. And what's funny about them is they started out as like the 3rd worst team in this dynasty when I first started. And look at them, they turned it around. They beat Appalachian State. But look at this, Alabama beats Florida. And if you look down here, USC beats Stanford. But wait, Stanford is ranked 2. How is that possible? They jump Alabama, and Alabama has 1 loss. And they won the SEC championship. So you know what that means? That means we're playing Stanford once again. And this time it's in the national championship. Can you believe it? Stanford makes it to the national championship by upsetting USC. Okay, so this is funny because they beat them by 8 points. And Alabama only won by 3 points. But that shouldn't make a difference. I mean, Alabama's in the SEC. If this happened in real life, you know how upset people would be at this. I mean, this is just straight insane. I mean, I can't even believe that this even happened. I mean, this is just insane. I mean, I don't even get it. I mean, they probably had the same strength of schedule. They probably both had A+ schedules. But somehow Stanford makes it into the national championship with 2 losses. It just doesn't make sense. How in the world did they jump Alabama? I mean, is it because Florida was had two losses already? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, they jumped them so bad. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I wanted Alabama. The game cheated me. I wanted Alabama's head. But somehow we get stuck playing Stanford once again. So let's just look at the All-Americans before hopping into this national championship with Stanford. I mean, I can't believe this. Alex Brown gets first team All-Americans. Todd Williams, big Todd Williams, gets first team as well. He finishes with 12 sacks. I mean, he's had 10 sacks and 12 sacks. So he's had 2 big years already. And he's already improved from season to season. Ron Sands actually finishes as an All-American middle linebacker. Didn't even play middle linebacker. And Jeter, like I said, there's no way they leave him off the first team All-American. He's an All-American. Vince Cohen's an All-American. This is definitely the most All-Americans I've had. And then, we don't get returner this year. We did not get returner. And that's probably because, he had 2 receiving touchdowns. Let's look how many touchdowns he had. So he had 1. I mean, he had 897 yards. But wow, I mean, I'm surprised we didn't get an All-American returner. So second team, we really didn't get anybody. Red Johnson, second team middle linebacker. Red Johnson should have been first team All-American middle linebacker at the middle linebacker position. But somehow Ron Sands gets it. And Paul Miller gets second team strong safety. And Davis gets second team kicker. I mean, Davis never gets any left. He hasn't missed a field goal at all. I mean, how is this even possible? I mean, he never can get first team. So let's look at freshmen. Do we have any freshmen? Albert Vick gets first team freshman. No surprise there. Wheeler gets first team right tackle as a freshman. Wow, he gave up 10 sacks, but that's probably because I'm rolling out a whole lot to his side. And then Red Johnson gets first team freshman. I mean, it's just insane. I'm still in shock that we're not playing Alabama. Let's look at first team Big 12. So Alex Brown gets first team Big 12. Todd Williams, Ron Sands, Jeter, Dunbar, Vince. Our whole secondary gets first team Big 12. I mean, just straight locked down. Look at that. And then Adam Davis gets his respect. Look at this. I mean, we don't even get first team returner in our conference. I mean, that's just insane. So let's just look at the Heisman, man, because we were looking for Alex Brown to get this Heisman, and he does it. He gets the Heisman, and man, he actually won by a landslide. I think the amount of first place votes he got was 400. The next guy only got like 100, and that's a running back out of New Mexico State. I mean, is that New Mexico or New Mexico State? I don't know. The Lobos. I mean, that's just insane. I mean, the landslide victory that he won by, but look at his last 3 seasons. So he actually went down last year. He had more yards per carry his freshman year, but look at this year. I mean, he beasted 142 average, 30 touchdowns, his career high in touchdowns, career high in yards, almost gets 2K. You never know. After this game, he might have 2,000 yards when it's all said and done. He's got 30 rushing touchdowns. And I mean, he's just beasted. I mean, just he's an animal, man. He's going to be hard to replace. And if he goes to the league, I'm not going to talk him back. I don't want to be that guy. I'm going to let him walk. I got to build without him. If he wants to get his money, let him get his money. So we're going up against Stanford. And man, I just wish I would have had Alabama, but we got to deal with this number 1 offense and number 1 scoring offense in the nation. They actually are not scrubs on defense either. 35 in total defense, 28 rush, 48 defending the pass. So they're not bad, and they actually have the number 3 amount of turnovers in the nation. So this isn't going to be easy, but look at Kirk Herbstreit. He's even going with Stanford in this one. So man, I think the house is bet against us, but we got to show what we got, man. The Natty, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's go. So the national championship is officially underway off of the leg of Davis and Stanford. I mean, I'm just surprised that they made it, but we are going to put it on them in this game. I'm not letting up at all. We wanted Bam, but we just play who's in front of us. So right away, Mills is starting out this game on the money throw that time across the middle of the field and giving it to Maddox, stiff arming Vince Cohen that time, and Stanford is not playing any games. 3 straight plays moving the ball down the field, and here is Mills once again giving a mean stiff arm to Vince Cohen again. And facing a 3rd and 3 this time. He's going to try to roll out this time, but look at Ron Sands. He just stands there while he's trying to run past him, and he gives up a first down, but barely. But a couple of plays later, Maddox gets in for a touchdown, and that's going to be a 7-0 lead, and this is not going to be an easy game. Stanford is actually rated 99 overall pretty much. But we got our work cut out, so here we go. Giving the ball to Alex Brown on our first possession on offense. And Alex Brown's moving the chains with the carry that time. So facing a 1st and 10 this time. Albert Vick's going to find an open Ben Miller, his leading receiver. That's actually a tight end for a nice gain that time. So now close to the 50-yard line. Rolling out to the right this time, finding his slot guy, Kevin Oliver, for the nice catch that time. So 2nd and 7 inside the red zone barely. Here he is finding, that's actually Ben Miller this time for the 17-yard reception. So now we're inside the 5-yard line, and we're cooking because Alex Brown gets into the end zone for the touchdown, and nobody can hold this man all year. I mean, a career high in touchdowns he's set this season, career high and yards. I mean, whatever you need from him, he can do. So hopefully he comes back for his final season. But back out on defense, Mills is finding his tight end Smith that time. So here he is once again, giving it to Maddox. Vince Cohen misses a tackle in the backfield. Oh, and Maddox was 1 tackle away from breaking that one. So facing a 2nd and 1 this time, trying to run to the outside, but this time too many defenders are there to defend the run. So now facing a 3rd and 4, Mills is under center, dropping back to pass, throwing the ball deep, and that's deflected a couple times. Almost still caught on the deflection, but a nice defensive play by John Waters. And we're back out on offense. Albert Vick finding Ben Miller across the middle of the field. So facing a 3rd and 6 this time from the shotgun. Gonna have some time finding his tight end Ben Miller to about the 50-yard line. Just enough time to get that one free. And here he is once again, back-to-back plays, finding his favorite target, finding Ben Miller. So now we're at about the 30-yard line. Albert Vick back out, throwing to the outside. Jamel Cooley with the reception that time, and I'm looking for that connection to blossom, because that's going to be a connection for the next couple years. Albert Vick to Jamel Cooley. So hopefully they can actually have a great year in the coming years. And here it goes. Ben Miller, he's already close to 100 yards receiving in this game, getting into the end zone for the touchdown, and it's a 14-7 lead. But Mills he's a slippery guy, man. He just rolls out. He gets loose whenever he wants. He's dangerous. He can throw the ball really well too. As you can see, his accuracy on that one, barely getting the first down, is Osiris St. Brown. So now Maddox back out running the ball, giving another mean stiff arm to Vince Cohen. And I think he's looking forward to meeting Vince Cohen in the box, because anytime he sees him, he hits him for a mean stiff arm. But this time, Mills is finding Weddington open past the All-American Jeter. So now they're in the red zone. Now Maddox gives a mean stiff arm to Jeter, and he gets into the end zone. Oh my goodness. I hope Jetter's not hurt on that one. Maybe not his physical body, but his feelings might be hurt after that stiff arm. So now it's a 14-14 game, almost to halftime. This is shaping up to be a good game here. And here is Albert Vick leading this offense back out on the field. Kevin Oliver getting a reception across the middle. So now here's Alex Brown getting the counter, his favorite play, getting a nice 11-yard carry. Nobody on the outside that time. If he would have made a move on that last guy, he probably could have been gone. But here is Ben Miller once again getting another reception. And now we're inside the 30-yard line, inside of field goal range. This time Jimmy Ward's getting in for a carry, getting in on the action for the 5-yard rush. So now 2nd and 5 here. Under a minute left in the second quarter. Jamel Cooley almost gets in for the touchdown. So now we're inside the 5-yard line. And Alex Brown gets the handoff, goes in untouched. And that's going to be a 7-point lead going into halftime. And Stanford, they're showing that they can hang with the #1 team in the country. And they're showing that the committee got it right up to this point, because they're only down 7. So on a 3rd and 7 in the second half, here they go on defense, stopping Alex Brown on a 3rd down carry, forcing a 4th and 1 conversion try, and Alex Brown just gets there before getting tackled, picks up 3. He only needed 1. So now we're almost at the 50-yard line. 6 minutes left in this third quarter, finding Ben Miller once again getting open. They cannot guard him this game, and he's getting another reception here, as well as Jamel Cooley, close to the 25-yard line. So now we're inside of field goal range. 3rd and 5, play action to Alex Brown, and look at Kevin Oliver. Kind of circles back around and gets pushed out before the first down marker, but on a 4th and inches, you gotta give it to him. Alex Brown, 11 yards up the middle, so facing a 1st and goal. Here is Alex Brown, another carry, fighting his way into the end zone for the touchdown, and these yards have not been easy to come by in this game. The Stanford defense is tough. So now 3rd and 8, back out on offense. Stanford trying to throw out to the running back, but a rare interception by Corey Lurch in his last game, as a Stanford Cardinal comes up with the interception, almost a pick 6, and we capitalize. So that 7-point lead has now grew to a 21-point lead after the pick, almost 6. And now Stanford takes over, still trying to run the ball. Questionable play calling up to this point. I mean, what is Stanford doing? They're trying to run the ball, so now they're faced with a 3rd and 7, and Davis Mills can't get away. So now they punt the ball away. We knew they had conservative play calling, but they might be a little too conservative, trying to keep up with the Marquette offense, as Albert Vick finds Kevin Oliver that time for the nice 20-yard gain. And here is Alex Brown getting a screen pass for a nice 12 yards. So now we're at the 30-yard line in Davis's field goal range, but we're not thinking about a field goal. Jamel Cooley with another 20-yard reception on the outside that time. So now Albert Vick inside the 10-yard line, gonna do it himself this time. And this has turned into a blowout. This is a 28-point lead for the Marquette Golden Eagles. And Stanford, they finally come out throwing the ball. This time getting the ball to Weddington is Mills for the 35-yard gain, but it might be a little too late. We're on to the fourth quarter, but Maddox still throwing those mean stiff arms, getting a nice 15-yard run on that one. He's over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns up to this point. But Mills needs to bring this team back, and here he is finding his tight end, Caden Smith, for the 7-yard reception. So now they're inside the 10-yard line, and Morris is getting the handoff from the fullback position for the touchdown. But now it's 5 minutes left in the fourth. They have to kick an onside kick, but Red Johnson recovers this one. And like I said, why'd they wait so long to start throwing the ball? I don't know. They're too conservative for this game. This is the national championship. You got to give it all you got. So we're stepping on the gas as Albert Vick picks up a nice 5 yards on the scramble, but facing a 3rd and 2, trying to catch the defense off guard. They send the blitz. We throw deep, but their defender is there for the deflection, so we have to settle for the field goal. But it's still a 4-score lead. We're up by, a good 24 points. And here is that man, the All-American Todd Williams, getting in for the sack. So now facing a 3rd and long, 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, getting it to Osiris St. Brown, but only for 11 yards before the first down marker. So now facing a 4th and 4, Josh Dunbar, who has been phenomenal in the slot this season, comes up with a huge play, and that's going to be a turnover for the Stanford Cardinals. And like I said, it's the national championship. We're going to step on their throat, and here's Albert Vick for a nice 13-yard rush to the outside. And here he is scrambling out to the right, avoiding a defender, throwing a bullet to the sideline, and that's going to be Kevin Oliver out of bounds. And that man, Alex Brown, the Heisman Trophy winner, caps off the drive for his 5th, count it, 5 touchdowns on the game. And that is going to be it. The Marquette Golden Eagles, after 4 seasons of rebuilding, we finally made it to the national championship, and we win it. And we didn't just win it, we blew them out. Alex Brown, he got offensive honors for the MVP award for his 5 touchdowns. He didn't get many yards. He didn't even have 100 yards, but 5 touchdowns is a huge feat. Ben Miller did his thing as well. 8 receptions, 126 yards, and Albert Vick was just money from start to finish. And they really should be co-MVPs, Albert Vick and Alex Brown, because the leadership of those two definitely showed up, especially with Albert Vick being a freshman. I mean, he showed out. Todd Williams gets another sack. Corey Lurch almost hits a pick 6 in his last game. I'm proud of these seniors on this defense. Lurch as well as Paul Miller. I mean, these guys had great seasons, and they're definitely going to be missed. But, I mean, we dominated. I mean, we didn't have too many yards, but it was just a straight domination. We came up with timely turnovers. We just capitalized on punts. I mean, we did everything we needed to do. We didn't even have to punt the ball away, really. I mean, we just dominated. It was just an all-around great performance for us. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. You don't want to miss the off season coming up. We got some holes to fill. Don't get it twisted. We won the national championship, but we're not done. We're not done. We're still hungry for another ring because we wanted Bama. So we're going for revenge in this off season. We're coming after them. So let's go.